Effect 5. We're coming up on the time where it's time to get excited about the time where we played Mass Effect 4 or Andromeda and 3 and maybe go back and play all the previous titles because we're getting news about Mass Effect 5. Mass Effect 5 developer BioWare highlights crack team of trilogy veterans, squad mates, if you will. So this article over on Eurogamer.net talks about the premise or the idea that if you bring on veteran developers of games you've loved in the past, the next game that they make is going to be just as good, and a good thing, in a good way. This is coming by way of executive producer Mike Gamble. He highlighted some of the upcoming projects' experienced leadership when responding to a fan who questioned whether anyone on the game had worked on the original Mass Effect trilogy. So we're going to frame this properly. He didn't just volunteer this information. Somebody asked. Who asked? .com. Somebody asked and he answered. So he says EP, executive producer, art director, creative director, game director are all trilogy vets, according to his response on the Twitter. An official teaser for Mass Effect shows the return of Liara. Yeah. So who are the veterans at the helm? We did a quick scan of LinkedIn over at Eurogamer. Here's what we got. Gamble's number one. He's executive producer. He worked on Mass Effect 2. And he became the associate producer of the game's DLC. He held the same position for Mass Effect 3 and did the same thing for the DLC. And he worked on Andromeda. So Gamble's been around quite a bit. The art director is Derek Watts. According to LinkedIn, this is not what Gamble said, but this is some LinkedIn investigation. Derek Watts, who previously confirmed was the original art director for Mass Effect 1. The creative director looks to be Parrish Lay. And I don't know if Parrish worked on the previous title. They don't mention it here, but they say he's going to be working on Mass Effect 5. And then there's Preston Watamyuk. Yes. He serves as the lead designer on all 3 games in the original Mass Effect trilogy. So that's good to know. The lead designer on all 3 of the original trilogy games is Watamyuk. Yes. And I did like the original trilogy, despite, Mass Effect 3's tumultuous end. I quite enjoyed Mass Effect 1 through 3. We won't talk about the PC version of Mass Effect 1, which was abysmal compared to the console version. I always seem to play these PC ports before I play the console versions, and my experience is ruined. Same thing happened with Borderlands. Same thing happened with The Witcher. Same thing happened with Red Dead Redemption. Same thing happened. It's like all these games I play that get ported from console, I always have a bad experience on PC. Mass Effect was one of them. But I learned to love Mass Effect 2 was really good to me. I love Mass Effect 2. The changes that they made and stuff. But yeah, trilogy vets, Mass Effect veterans will be working on Mass Effect 5. So if you hated Mass Effect Andromeda, I don't know if this is going to help you at all. But if you're a fan of Mass Effect in general, this probably get you a little bit hype about what's coming, the franchise, and BioWare. BioWare has been going through a lot lately, so they need a win. They definitely need a win. They need Mass Effect to knock it out of the park. And if they can, this would be just what they need to reboot everybody's expectations of what they can do. Check it out over on Eurogamer.net. They got the details about Mass Effect 5, and the veterans from previous Mass Effect games are going to be working on it.